My name is Jena Kurtzer, and I believe that cross-racial relationships are possible and valuable. I went to a high school in a suburb of Chicago called Oak Park that was very diverse but not very well integrated. So at lunchtime, all the white kids sat at a table, all the black kids sat at a table, and we didn't really associate with each other. On top of that, I came into high school not knowing many people. I didn't really have any friends. I was kind of off to a rough start. And I found out about a club called Best Buddies, and I decided to try it out. So I went to a meeting after school one day, and I met this young woman named Jessica. She's an African-American woman. I think she's about 4 years older than me, and she just seemed to be so popular at my school. Like, everybody knew who she was. She didn't go there anymore, but everybody was swarming around her, knew her name, and she just seemed to be the life of the party. So I really wanted to get to know her, and I went up and I introduced myself, and I gave her my phone number, and she didn't really reach out to me. We didn't talk much my freshman year, kind of went our own ways. And it wasn't until my sophomore year that I got a text from her saying, "Hi Jena, I remember you from Best Buddies," and she wanted to know if I wanted to hang out with her. So I was really surprised that she even remembered me. She also has a physical disability, so she's in a wheelchair. And we ended up hanging out one weekend my sophomore year, and we just clicked, like, right away. She's just so sweet. She's so much to offer. And Best Buddies is a club where you're paired with someone with physical or mental disabilities, and you're required to hang out with them once a month on a weekend. And Jessica wasn't my buddy. We just wanted to hang out. And so it was kind of like a mutual relationship. Like, I didn't feel like I was forced to hang out with her. So Jessica and I started hanging out a lot on the weekends, and we would call each other every night, text each other almost every day. We just kind of understood each other. She's got a really good sense of humor. She loves to have fun, she loves to eat, and she loves to talk about boys. So she kind of became my person outside of school, outside of my friend group that I would just kind of vent to. And I would text her and tell her if I was in a fight with my boyfriend, and she would talk me through it, even though she's never had a boyfriend. She just always seemed to know the right thing to say. And when I went to college, kind of lost touch a little bit. She was going through a really tough time. She was starting to realize that she wasn't going to have the same opportunities as everybody else was, just because she was African American and she had a physical disability that limited her a lot. And I would get calls from her almost every night crying to me about someone making fun of her, about she just had a terrible day. And it really took a toll on me. I didn't really know how to cope with it. I didn't know what to say. I don't know what to say in that situation. I've never been in that situation. And I really started to realize what white privilege was, and how I've never been put in a situation where I've felt like I'm being oppressed. So when I went home my freshman year, I would hang out with her on the weekends. I would pick her up and take her out to pizza, which is our favorite food, and we would just talk for hours and hours. And I don't know, I can't even put in words how amazing she is, but she really taught me a lot in the few years that I've known her. She's taught me to not judge people based on their appearance, which I have to admit I was probably guilty of before I met Jessica and before taking this class. It's really taught me a lot of how to look at people for what they're worth and what's on the inside rather than what's on the outside.